As well as my phone.
Okay, we're on.
Give it a second.
Give it a second. Minnie, we're going to check Minnie's feed. Make sure we're on. We're starting 2024.
I don't know if that's my phone or you.
Are we doing? Refresh it. Okay, so we're on. I'm going to get going here. Hey, everybody. It's Festool Live, and it's January 5th, 2024. That's what I've been told today. This is not a best of series.
Hey, everybody. It's Festool.
I really did.
Okay, so I am on. Okay, hey, whoo, we worked out the first hiccup of 2024. I'm really stoked. So there's no more hiccups the rest of the year. Everybody, welcome back. Minnie made me take a little bit of a vacation. I wanted to do Festool Live, but Chris left as well. So I was here every single Friday, but I didn't have a cameraman, I didn't have a board person, and I didn't have Min Min. So I apologize. Actually, I was on vacation. Okay, everybody. I'm going to introduce everybody. We got Dan, the man. We got Christine over here. Woo! We got Chris, the unit cyber. And over here we have Minnie. It's Min Min. Hey, Min Min.
Tell me who you are again. I lost you.
I don't know. Okay. I've lost myself. Okay. Also, online we have Brent. He's working all the questions for us. And this is episode 162. I've spent the last month setting this up. You can see all the stuff I've set up. Chris, pan the room. Okay, good, good, good. All right. Okay, so I just want to mention that we always say this, but tell us where you're from in the comment section. But I also want to know this time. What was your first Festool? Put that in the comment section and tell us where you're from. Next, boy, I got to get up to speed. I haven't done this in a while. I got to get my mojo going, baby. All right. Hey, Minnie, you already got half a board going?
I do.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so this question I have gotten over the years, and it's going to start a series called the Tradesperson series. And each month or every other month, I'm going to say, what tools do I need to get started? And I always used to ask, what do you do for a living? Okay, whether I'm a remodeler, a drywaller, a furniture builder, a painter, or today is the first, what tools do I need to get started in a cabinet shop? I'm a cabinet maker. Excellent. So I want you to pan the wall, Chris. You need all of them. I'm just kidding. Hey, Sedge is going to retire sometime. All right. So it is a very, very common question. That's why I asked you, just put it in the comments. What was your first Festool? We're always eager to hear how you get started using Festool. Okay. And if you don't have any Festool, tell us. So I know. All right. Now, as I go through this, I'm not building a cabinet. I have everything set up in here to let hopefully you can wrap your head around what you need to build cabinets on the job site. Okay, say you didn't get all your stuff shipped to the job site, you could build a quick cabinet. Or two, you set up a shop inside a garage to get started. Okay, you don't want to make that huge investment on the sliding table saw or all these edge banders. You can do it right with us. All right, so I'm going to step through the process of building a cabinet, but the tools, the Festool tools you need. And as I go through this, I've already done this over the years on Festool Live. I'm going to call out the episodes. I see Chris nodding because he saw me setting this up the last couple of days. He goes, we've already done that. We've already done that. We've already done that. We have. So to deep dive into each segment, I've listed around the room which Festool Live episodes to go if one of those segments today intrigues you. Okay, so let's go over to this cabinet over here. I've used this in several episodes. All right. Today, I'm going to concentrate on an upper cabinet. All right. That's a frameless. Do you know the difference between a face frame cabinet and a frameless cabinet? Okay, so the bottom one has a face frame and the top one doesn't. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm just kidding, but it's true, all right? So this frameless cabinet, I'll just step you through it. And every time I taught the cabinet class here at Festool, it was a 2-day adventure. And about halfway through the second day, someone would come up to me and say, Are we ever going to end up with a cabinet? The assembly and the building of the cabinet is in the last half hour. It's the process that you go through to prepare or to properly prepare all the pieces so assembly goes together lickety-split. Okay? So it's really simple. We have the tools to do that. They're in this room, and I have them set up. Now, I know earlier Chris put all the links to all the Festool tools in the description, so you can so if I go too fast, you can always go and check them out. Okay, so what's the first thing you do to anything or build anything out of plywood? You got to straight line rip the plywood, and then you have to do what? You have to rip them properly into the same sizes. Okay, so I'm going to rip a bunch of 300 millimeter rips to build this cabinet, this upper cabinet. Okay, because this is 300 millimeters in depth. So traditionally, you use a table saw with a fence. So you can get consecutive 300 millimeter rips, or roughly 12 inches. Okay, so I have this set up, and I want you to see the process that I've gone through before with this. I have the TS60 here. Okay, I have the Festool parallel guides, but more importantly, I think, because this is one of the first things I saw, is my cutting station. It's an STM 1800. All right, because you're going to see, and I ripped a couple pieces earlier or yesterday. All right, I could take those pieces as I rip them. Okay, I'll cover this like I promised. Episode 131 is the TS60. Okay, that's my preferred saw nowadays. It's just everything about it is awesome. The EC motor, combine that with the 1.8 millimeter curved blade, it's effortless in slicing up ply. Okay, and this is what blew me away when I was going through and listening to the episodes. This is episode 162. 30 episodes ago, I covered the TS60. That almost seems impossible to me. That was last February, wasn't it? Okay, but listen to this. The STM 1800, I've done 2 episodes, but the first episode on it was episode number 22. That was in 2020. I know, Chris and I are just shaking our heads. Okay, and then you can go see the deep dive on how to set these up. These are our parallel guides. This acts as an indexing system to get those consecutive, perfect rips with a TS60, 55, or 75, right? So I didn't want to rip down the plywood, but here's what I wanted to show you about the STM. Now, once you get those perfectly parallel ripped pieces, what are you going to do? You got to take them over to what? A crosscut station to get those repetitive sizes the same height, whether tops and bottoms. Okay, so this is why I like the STM. I could just take that, because it's on wheels, and I can rotate it right over and just bring, I'm trying not to hit you, Minnie, and bring those pieces right over, slide them in for what? Cross-cutting. And I have the repeatability, just like this. So if I take that and I set up my MFT table, I can get those perfect 90-degree cuts every single time. And one of the things you've got to do is you got to get that perfect 90 on there. So Chris was asking me, how much are you gonna run the tools today? I go, I'd love to run every single daggone one, but I'm just gonna run a few so I could talk to you about those as well. So I'm gonna bring this in and try not to get Chris hurt here. I'll just move this over. I told you, buddy, you better be prepared, cameraman.
My parents appreciate that.
I know. So I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna plug it in, and I'll make that perfect crosscut. And what you want, and this is woodworking 101, or panel processing 101 as I say it. You need an indexing system to get perfectly parallel rips, and you need a crosscut station to get perfect 90-degree. Perfect parallel and perfect 90. Okay, let me see if I have everything set up. Double check my cams on there, and I'm ready to rock and roll. And there you go. Okay, so what I would do now, ooh, that's a new splinter gad. I would take that perfect 90, right? Just like that, flip it around and measure out. Now I'm gonna do this really quick, just so you can see. I like to use the 32 millimeter system, so I'm just gonna take it like this, and I'm gonna cut this at an increment of 32 millimeters. I always use 768, and there's that mark right there. I'm gonna mark that like that, take it in, and just bring it in like this. And because I cut my splitter guide just now, let me get that on there just like that. I'll take it right to my mark like that. And that's the beauty of the track saw. All right? Wherever I lay that splinter guide, I get that perfect cut. Now, the beauty of the MFT3 is now I got that repeatability. I only have to set it up once, and this is my side getting ready to punch my holes. Every single time. Perfect. 90 and 90. So, there's the first two steps, ripping and cross-cutting. Oh, we're doing good. I'm gonna take this and set it aside, and to save space, I've cut some smaller pieces. Now the next part of the puzzle is I'm gonna make sure that that comes back up to speed real quick, is I'm gonna put edge banding. Chris, I'm gonna bring you back over here. Boy, this reminds me of Providence a few years ago, where my Conturo shut down. So this is a piece of plywood we just cut, 768 millimeters. I need to put a piece of edge banding on there. The best system that we have for that is the Conturo. It takes about 8 minutes to warm up. And it's just, and when I say, and I had it up to speed earlier, but that'll turn green in a few minutes. But what that does is that applies a piece of edge banding that you get in a roll like this. You just snap it off like this, and then you feed this in here like this. Let's see where we're at. Yep, I'll just set that off to the side, because what I'm gonna do is after we do that, okay, I'm gonna skip a step, okay, is I clipped it clean with this, and now I gotta flush trim it. So I'm gonna take it like this, all right? I'm gonna put it into these clamps, and I'm gonna show you how to trim that. Chris, you stay right there, because I need to grab my dust extractor, just like this. Beautiful. Minnie, how we doing on time? Good?
Oh, yeah.
We're all set? Watch out, Chris. Hey! Oh, there goes my Bluetooth. Man, I was working in my shop over the break, and I don't have Bluetooth at home. And I'm gonna tell you, I really, really miss it. So I'm gonna take that piece I have here and put the edge on it first. See how quick that warmed up? This is your Conturo. Now, I just love using this machine. I was just gonna do this and show you the tools, but I gotta run the tools. All right, I have this set here. I bring it in, I set it to the 20 millimeter, and I back it off a click, and then I hit this go button like this. And this is the applicator. I take it like this, I hit this top button here, it starts to come out, and I don't have to pull it, it's pulling itself. It's geared and it's 2-speed driven, and that's how easy it is. And yes, Christine, it smells like a hot glue gun. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, it is hot. Don't touch that. Ah! Just kidding. Ooh, that hurt. Okay. So you just feed it in like this. And this is what I like about Festool. It's not just about creating the tool to apply the banding. It's creating an overall system to make sure you get the perfect edge. Wow, that sounded good, huh? Okay, hey, Mo! Okay, so I'm gonna feed that in, just like this, and I'm gonna clip it. There you go, perfect. Now I have to trim that, and I'm going to use the MFK 700. There's two versions of this. There's one that comes with a 1.5 degree base and a vertical base, and then there's one that if you're doing a lot of banding that's thicker, like PVC banding, this is the EB version. I did a Festool Live on that. Oh, once again, the MFT3 was episode number 5. The Conturo was episode number 19. I go into a deep dive. And the MFK 700 was episode 31. Don't pan down because I wrote them on the table so I remember. Okay, so let's set this up. Whoop, whoop. Man, I really forgot how to do this. Where's my cord? How many cords did I have earlier, Chris?
A lot.
I know, and now they disappeared on me. Wow. All right, here we go, everybody. Why is that happening? Okay. So I'm going to take that. Always remember, before you put a plug-it cord into a tool, make sure the tool is cycled off. Okay? And remember, the plug-it cord, when you put it in, you just don't tuck it in. It's a full quarter turn on there. And I have this set up. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to do the fingernail test. It's absolutely perfect. And I'll just take that like that, flip it around, and do it again. So there's the part of the system that people don't understand. It's not just the Conturo to apply it. We also have a killer router to trim that absolutely perfect. Now, in addition to that, on the MFK with a vertical base, you can get a parallel edge guide. And what that allows you to do with a 6mm bit, okay, is put that groove in the back of the cabinet to accept your 1/4" or 6mm plywood. All right, so I always suggest MFK 700 and a 1/4" bit or 6mm bit. The beauty of the Festool router system, and I've talked about this 100 times during Festool Live, is it's based, that is the exact center line, as well as that line, and in behind here. It's a quadrant system, and that allows you to do the perfect setup. 18mm from the back, so your spanners or nailers can go right in there, your 1/4" back, and it's perfect. Okay, and that's the process. Don't skip it. It's done in succession properly. Ripping, cross-cutting, banding, grooving. And the reason for that, and Chris, I'm going to get this out of the way so you can get in here, is because the next step is to punch the system holes, those 32mm holes you see in cabinets all the time, for a variety of reasons. Okay? Always remember this, from the front of the cabinet, see my edge banding right here, to the center of that hole is 37mm. That's a standard. But the reason I do the groove first is because I don't want to put that 37 from the back. I want to do it from the groove. So when you open the cabinet, it's 37 from the back. Hopefully you understand that. I've described it in other videos. Okay? The LR32 system, this is one that blew me away. I thought I did that. I've done several versions of it, or several episodes on it, but I did the original one back in 2020. It was episode number 13, because for me, Festool makes a great router, but we also make we make systems within systems. And the LR32 system is a way to create all your system holes, and I think it's a perfect on-site system or in a regular shop system without buying a huge edge banding machine, edge line boring machine. So what are these holes for? Okay, they're for hinge plates right here. Okay, I could put those in, right, just like that. Or these are for your adjustable shelves. They're 5mm holes. And then in other videos, I've showed you how to bore that 35mm cup hinge. So when you put this in and lock it in, this is on your door, that snaps in, and and you can put soft close on there. So that is a quick way of doing that. So to line this up, you need the router, you need the LR32 kit here. It works with one of 2 Festool routers the OF 1400 or the OF 1010. If you have an older Festool 1000, it works with that one as well. So to take this rail, and these are spaced 32 millimeters, I call this the Holy Rail. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'll never be in search of the Holy Rail. No? Minnie's rolling her eyes back there. I see her. Okay, hey, it's a dad joke. Hey. Okay, so I have to align it. These are my end stops. Okay, and when I put this on here, you're gonna notice there's no play because I cut this perfectly at 768 millimeters. It's divisible by 32. It's an increment of 32. I'll set these parallel stops here and here. Okay, yep, I will clamp this if I'm going to punch holes. I bring it in, these are my parallel stops. And if you check this out here, this groove, and you have this indexing pin, those fall into holes. And I can take that and punch all my holes, just like that. Okay, shelf pins, hinge plates, shelf pins. I can do my 35 millimeter cup hinge. It's a no-brainer. So that's the next step in the cabinet making process. The other step that I wanted to do is pretty simple, okay, is now we got to take those pieces and parts and join them together. Now I know a lot of people who use crown staples and screws and all of that. Yeah, you can, but there's a beauty of the Festool Domino system for joinery. So I'm just gonna grab these pieces. I'm gonna do some quick layout. I've done this a bunch of times. Okay, and a bunch of episodes, but I'm gonna make one mark here. And I don't even care where it is, but I go like this, okay? That allows me to be aware of where the plate of my domino lies. So I'm gonna take it like this, and I'm gonna write a few things on here. H for horizontal, okay? And here for vertical. My plate's gonna go here and here. I'm gonna hit this side, this side, this side, and this side. And I'll show you how quick and easy this is. But always remember, when you're clamping something, always, and I'm gonna use a 5x30 domino, always make sure you're using a couple of clamps, because the one clamp, when you're using this, don't rush yourself, becomes a pivot point. So always use two. And now I'm gonna put this at horizontal. And I'm gonna set up my domino. I put my plate on there already. I'm gonna make sure this is at 90. Whatever goes in this window is the thickness of my material. I'm gonna set it at 20, roughly 3/4. And when I look at this front edge, I'm gonna make a couple more marks. I'm gonna go here, look, tight and L. It's imperative, I'll show you why in a minute. Tight from the front edge, okay? Bear with me. I'm using a 5x30, 5 being the thickness and the glue line. So I'm gonna use that, and I have a 5 millimeter cut on there. And I'm gonna plunge. Minnie, what's half of 30?
15.
All right, Miss Metric, you're good. So I'm gonna set this right here at 15. Cool, I'm ready to rock and roll. Chris, I'm just gonna run over here and grab my dust extractor and cord. Isn't that neat? With the Festool system, it's usually one cord. Plug it cord. So I'm gonna take it like this. Remember, full quarter turn. And here we go. I'm gonna use that flap right here on the edge, and that puts me at 37 millimeters from the front edge. And then I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna put it in the loose setting. So if you have a bunch of these cabinets, all right, why not mark them? So see, I don't have to think about it. Now I'm gonna go vertical, okay? And this allows you to get a perfectly flush edge because I'm going from the right referenced surface. Okay, so now I'm gonna plunge vertical. I got my support bracket on there. I'm gonna use the flap again. This is, and let's just label it, T and L. So what do I gotta do over here, guys? I gotta go back to loose, okay? No, tight, sorry. Whoop, 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 whoop. Then I'm gonna go to loose. And then, let's set this up. Even over break, somebody was asking me, I'm not getting a perfectly flush joint on my cabinet. on the tops and the bottoms, because always this is either a top or bottom, it's pinned in between your sides. And the reason I do this tight, if you've ever assembled a frameless cabinet, it's really hard to keep this flush as you're shooting a crown staple, or doing a screw. And look how that is perfect flush alignment with no movement. That right there for me, the domino and the cabinet segment, is a winner chicken dinner. It's awesome. Okay, are we still doing good?
We're doing great.
Okay, good. Phew. All right, so next. What do you need next in cabinetry? Sanders, right? So someone always will say to me, man, you make a lot of big marks on there. I go, yeah, but we got killer sanders to sand them off. So there's a couple that I will recommend. Someone will say, well, I use this sander, I use this sander. They're all good. But there's some for cabinetry that I really like. And this one here is the ETS EC 150/5. And it's just, the ergonomics are fantastic. It makes quick work of what you need, and it's still light in weight and ergonomic to sand on the side. Okay? Now, the other sander that is designed for cabinetry, furniture building, is this one. And this is amazing, because what if you've assembled a cabinet and you still have some marks here like this? Yeah, you could take a sander like this and it'll go up there and it'll be spinning, but it'll be what? Hitting this side right here, right? Okay, what if, and if we look at this one, it's not a perfect triangle. It's got an arc to it, and it's tapered up here as well. So it's a single point of contact. And yes, I can get into this corner, but I can get into this corner without hurting the adjacent surface. Isn't that slick? Look at that. Chris, is that coming good? Did that come in good? Yeah, huh? Chris, I'm going to give you a promotion to senior camera person this year.
Thanks, Sedge.
You're welcome. Yeah. Wait a minute. You're the only camera person we got. Okay. Okay. All right. Wow. And they said I couldn't do it in a half hour. Not. All right. What are you going to do next? You got to assemble them. Okay? Now, I use these screws now. They're self-tappers. They got these little nibs on them. And I love using an impact driver, all right, because I got my layout line here. And I'm just gonna, whoopsie, what's going on there? See that? And I can feather it in and it doesn't mushroom. Okay, I might put it in there a little bit more, but you need a great impact. The speed on this is fantastic. It's light and weight. Ergonomics are great. But also we have, if you don't have an impact, we have drills. Okay, and what's nice about this is I can get a countersink, and if I don't have self-countersinking, I could take this, I'm gonna put it in high. Whoopsie, you know what I'm hitting? I'm hitting connectors. Whoopsie, see how that comes right out? Nice. I got a little bit better one here. That's the one I was using for my demo last time. Remember I did countersink for Lost in the Catalog? And then I can do these. And do my countersinks just like this. Whoopsie, that's a connector right there. And I can do that. And then, if I don't have self-countersinking, and this is the beauty of the Festool system. Whoopsie, I'm just gonna take this, I can take that, and I can drive these just with a regular drill, and they're countersunk. And you see how nice that is? Flushes in. So that's how we used to do it in the old days, and it was a two-step process. But now with impact drivers and these self-countersinking screws, it makes it a dream. Okay, we're almost there. But what if you have to, I'm gonna see if I can set it up on here, Chris. I might need your, no. I'm just gonna take all this off here really quick. Okay. Minnie, how you doing? Good?
For me?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move this off. So what if you gotta ship this? Okay, you can get it all set up, all built, and then you can break it apart. But remember I told you, it's a system within a system. These are the Domino Connectors. And I did that on episode number 11. Yes, I had to go over there and look at that, okay? But this is, you got everybody watching, everybody who's going to watch this video, go watch episode number 11 about the Domino Connectors. I truly believe this is one of the best systems within the Festool system. This is so well thought out. So I've done several versions of this, several different ones, but I can make these mortises here, put the cross anchors in here, so I can break everything down just like this, ship it flat, and yes, put it all together, and it all draws together perfectly with a 3mm hex wrench, just like this. Come in here, Chris. And we have all your cabinet needs and tools and systems to build at home, on the job site, and in what? Your shops, your professional cabinet shops that you have, because those Domino Connectors are a winner. All right, holy macanoli. Oh, and don't forget to get a Festool dust extractor. I always use the CT26, it's my favorite, and usually it puts you right in the middle of that. And there's an episode, remember what episode that was? Dose, number 2. What was wait a minute. Does anybody remember what our first Festool Live was on? Chris, the unit cyber. Shoot.
Domino.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Wow, remember we had 2 iPhones doing that?
Yes.
That was crazy, crazy.
Fun.
All right, everybody. Wow. Hey, did that name come in?
It's on the back of that.
Okay, good.
Check and make sure it's the same name.
So be prepared. I'll show you what I was doing on PTO, vacation. All right, everybody. Let's get this done. Hey, did we get a lot of what your first Festool was? Did we
Yes.
we got a lot of good comments?
We did.
What, Minnie, really quick, what was some of, what do you think? Track saw, jigsaw, CXS, ETS 125s?
Yep. 150s, the CTs, domino.
Yeah,
TS55.
yeah, baby. Okay, so let's see if I remember my pronunciations. Hang on a second.
Oh, we'll be
I am prepared. All right, we have Jim from Virginia, Ray from Pensacola, Andrew from Toledo, Doug from Zionsville. Doug, how are you? Dana from Yoko, I know you. Paul, Cheryl, and Sam from Anthem, Arizona. Michelle from Paris, France. Mark S. from Woodcraft, Springfield, Virginia. Rick from sunny Blackpool, UK. Ed from the big island of Hawaii, brah. Give me some hammerjang, buddy. Jason and Yana from Granite Falls, Washington. I know you guys. Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Des from Harrogate, England. Jacob from Rhode Island. Salim from Federal Way, Washington. Leo from Holland. Dirk! It's him. He's back in 2024. It's Dirk from Dayton. All right, we have Warren from Idaho. Frank from Downers Grove, Illinois. I'm coming in my groove unit.
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay. Tom and Kelly from Eatonton, Georgia. You're always there with us. Soren from Denmark. Willie Spactrician. John from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Chris from Springfield, Oregon. Chris from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Mark from Anaheim. Alex from Moreland, Kansas. The Welsh Rabbit's back. Welcome back. We have Michael from Edmonton, Alberta. Blake Weber from Novato, California. Woodcraft, Dayton, you guys are back. Matt Taylor, first-time Festool owner. Welcome, Matt. Cool. Woo! Michael C. from Westchester, Virginia. Chris, you're there, brother, from Malta. Thank you. Hope you had some good holidays. Oliver from Southern California. You're the man, Oliver. Jerry G. How are you, Jerry, from Sugar Grove, Illinois? Bahama Brian. How you doing, Mr. St. John Moss? Rob from St. Devon, England. Okay. You guys ready?
Ready.
Guess what I did during holiday vacation? You ready? Okay, Chris, come over here. I'm a wood. Up here is from this place, okay? See that right there? It's in North Wales. I got a pronunciation key. I did a little research. It's pronounced Halarvarwingen, Hawaii. Okay, so if you don't know, that's an abbreviated version of the real name. That is the longest name of a town in all of Europe. It is 58 letters long, and I have, look at that, Chris, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at the length of that. I know at the end it goes go, 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 but I will tell you this, I will know the pronunciation of that sooner or later. But you know what I really liked? And I told Minnie this. The long name of this means something really cool. It's St. Mary's Church in the hollow of the White Hazel near the rapid whirlpool of Lilanstilo of the Red Cave.
Very nice.
Isn't that nice? But that one, I got it. It's, let me see. It's Halarvarwingen. That's how you spell it. It's in North Wales. Okay, the Warped Woodsman. All right.
And is this your entire vacation?
My entire vacation. Yep. Okay, Matt from Tinsley Park, Illinois. We got Dale from Hillsdale, Michigan. Eric from Columbus, Ohio. Ron from Eatonton, Washington. Anno from Walweek. Yuzu from Paramaribo, Suriname. Craig and Tyler from Virginia. Woo! How you guys doing? Sam from Kingston, New York. Devante from Mississauga, Ohio. Maddie from Cincinnati. We have Maddie from Upper Michigan. We have Steve from Russellville, Arkansas. We have G from Italy. We have Matt from Newark, Ohio. Steve from Fort Wayne. Chris from North Carolina. Warren from Batavia, Ohio. John from West Philly, Vermont. Jim from Pensacola. Thomas from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Mr. Peter Halley from Virginia. Seth from Dayton. We have Paul from Reading, Berkshire, UK. Chris from Vergennes, Vermont. Chad and Colton from South Whitley, Indiana. Mr. Sticker, Colton. We have Mark from Krimpen aan de Lek, Netherlands. Stevie Z from Sweden. Daniel from Bartwil, Switzerland. Dave, and that's her. Gwen from West Virginia. She says I have an accent. Dave from Smithfield, North Carolina. Norman from Fallbrook, California. Jamie from Nashville, Indiana. Matt Taylor from Apopka, Florida. Okay, hey, Minnie. You're from Florida.
I am.
You're from Kissimmee.
I am.
What is Apopka known for?
Well, for me, it's Wekiva Falls.
Yeah, but Apopka, Florida.
Sawyer Brown.
What is it?
Sawyer Brown.
Okay, but Apopka, Florida, we have a dealer there. But there, it is the flower. It's the flower capital of the U.S. Eric, exactly. Okay, hey, Johnny O from Atco, Chris from Pearland, Texas, Jeff from Bloomington, Indiana, Chris from Belém, Minnesota. Oh my God, Jason from Mantoul, West Columbia, South Carolina. I love that place. JJ Bear from Naples, Florida. Carrie from Dallas. Darth from Chesapeake, Virginia. Ralph from Pijnacker, the Netherlands. I guess. Is that close enough?
It's first.
Hey, welcome, Ralph. Rawhide Hat. Rawhide Hat from St. Catharines, Ontario. St. Catharines, Ontario. Robert from Kentonville, Nova Scotia. Joe Gregory from Illinois. Okay. Jason from Puyallup, Washington. Don from Piedmont, Oklahoma. Mike M. Mr. Martinez, Austin, Texas. Bravi Kitchens, Alberta, Canada. That dude knows how to build kitchens. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Don P. from Alabama. Branded Stephanie from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Brandy and Stephanie.
Oh, Brandy and Stephanie from Lynchburg, Virginia. Now that is a Gary Badger from Plano, Texas. Gary, are you in Plano? I haven't seen Gary Badger. If that's the same Gary Badger I know from Fort Lauderdale, how you doing, Gary? You know what you used to call me? Gerber, baby. All right. Okay, we have Joe from Akron, Ohio. Dick from Katy, Texas. Hendrik and Zolo from Sweden. Brandon from Olaf, Texas. Monty from Canton. Chilster Deluxe. Dundee City, Scotland. Man, I want to go there soon. Dave from Colorado. Nathan from Cali. Steve from Nashville. Eric from Huntsville, Alabama. Kevin from St. Louis. Pinch. I want that name. That's a cool name. Pinch from Zionsville. Francis from Boucherville, Quebec. Tom from Hastings, Minnesota. Robbie Juan Kenobi from Corinth, Texas. I think it's Texas. Metus from Poland. Pablo from San Antonio, Texas. Russ from Chichester, UK. Minnie?
Oh,
I get any more over there? Man, we got all these chords.
I know. We have Dan and Matt. Oh,
We have Dan from, hey, that's my main man, Dan, from Kingman, Arizona. We have Nadir,
from London.
Nadir from London. How you doing, Nadir? And Matt from Southern California.
The Chris's have it today, though. The unit is in with it because there are so many Chris's.
There's a lot of Chris's?
It's the high number.
All right, we got a lot of units out there. Okay, everybody. Wow. Episode 162. I want to thank you, Christine. I want to thank you, Dan. Minnie, I always thank you, Chris. Hey, I also want to thank Brent. You're always there for us. Thank you for being there. And also, I want to thank you. Boy, have I missed doing this. I was really nervous today getting started. No. No. Chris is starting to shake. He goes, cut. Okay, hey, everybody. What do I always say? We love you. We'll see you next week for episode 163, and I got something wicked planned for you. So we'll see you there. We're out of here. That's a wrap, baby.